Frame 5, James Wattana to break.
Welcome back to liveworldsnooker.tv. James Wattana resuming with a 3-1 lead over Jimmy Robertson in this match in the penultimate round of qualifying for the Australian Goldfields Open. We are learning, incidentally, that Anthony Hamilton has withdrawn from his final qualifying round match tomorrow. I think he may be injured. He did have neck problems not too long ago, and that means that Chow Yu Peng, who beat Mike Dunn 5-3 earlier today to become Hamilton's opponent, in fact gets a place on the flight to Australia.
Eight.
Starting the week after next, or Monday week if you prefer to look at it that way. There's a run of tournaments. The Wuxi Classic, the season's first ranking event. Six Reds Asian Championship in Bangkok, and then the Australian Goldfields Open. Meanwhile, Robertson could have done with screwing back a little further for black. Delicate re-spotting job for Brendan Moore, the referee.
Thanks.
He's got
50.
to get that pink as near as possible, the nearest ball, without actually touching it, and in a direct line
60.
with the pink and black spots.
$21. 22. 29. 30. 35. 36. 43. 44.
This is a strong start to the fifth frame by Robertson.
49. Yeah. 50.
There is the potential in this position, with several loose reds, for Robertson to clinch the frame at this visit.
$55. $56.
Well, that's gone wrong positionally.
$59.
That's a good solid recovery pot.
$60. $67. $68.
Already enough to secure the frame.
$75.
So Robertson
76.
is right back in this match. He's 3-0 down, having scarcely had a shot in the second and third frames, and also 36-0 down in the fourth frame, but came back to win that.
82.
Has also won this.
83.
Century now at his mercy.
$89. Thanks. 90. $97. $98. $103. $105.
From the spectators. for the century because there are no spectators.
108.
There's no room for them in these rooms at the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield where qualifyings are played.
112.
It makes for virtually no atmosphere. It all has to be self-generated by the players.
117. 123.
But this century from Robertson.
130 in the frame.
Total
Jimmy Robertson.
clearance, in fact, of 130 was certainly worthy of a crowd's applause if there had been a crowd. So that total clearance reduces James Wattana's lead to 3-2. On other tables, Nigel Bond, who led first season professional Michael Wasley 2-0, has been pegged back to 2-all. Anthony McGill of Scotland is 3-1 up over Dechawat Poomjang of Thailand. Dave Harold and Sam Baird are level at 2-all. Harold, one of the circuit's great veterans. Baird, who did pretty well on the circuit last season, but still had to re-qualify. Season on the tour.
Frame 6. Jimmy Robertson to break.
Safety problem for Robertson.
Foul. The miss. Jimmy
Didn't
Robertson 4.
the thin edge that was required.
More this way. Yeah, thanks. Foul. Miss. Jimmy Robertson 4.
Well, that's 2 misses from an unsnookered position. So a third miss from an unsnookered position in succession would mean forfeiture of frame.
Okay. Failed to get red this time for him to Jimmy occasions.
The referee, Brendan Moore, issuing the statutory warning, but I'm sure Wattana is all too well aware of the need to change his shot, make sure he hits a red.
One.
Good pot. Pity about the cannon on the second red.
Green ball. Jimmy Robertson 1.
In trouble here. Good solution to the problem there. Well, there must have been a thin contact.
One.
Robertson, though, is full of confidence after his 130 total clearance in the last frame.
Five.
Didn't have a simple run to position there.
Jimmy Robertson, 5. One.
Got the pot, that's the main thing. Couldn't avoid the cannon. Could have avoided that cannon though.
6.
Was attempting the in and out of baulk shot. He simply left himself a safety from distance.
Jimmy Robertson, 6.
This is not the first Wattana safety in this frame that has had Robertson thinking. Did well to avoid other reds there. Didn't have much of a margin of error. That was very well picked out by Wattana. And he'd also picked out a route back to the baulk cushion. Knew that if he got near the pot, he was going to have the cue ball back in the safety area.
Yellow ball.
And having potted the red, he's got a chance to start a break. The yellow was always going to be available from a return to the baulk cushion.
Three.
Neither pink nor black ideally situated at the moment.
Four.
That full ball cannon though gives him black ball position, chance to get the black back on its spot.
James Watson R4.
Missed that black through playing it at pace, trying to get above his next red. It was in his thoughts that even with the black back on its spot it would only go to one corner.
One. Eight.
So black back on its spot now.
Nine.
And bearing in mind the position of the reds, this is a chance for Robertson to level the match at 3-all.
Sixteen. Seventeen. 24. Yeah. 25. $32. $33. $40. 41. 48. $49.
So Jimmy Robertson already well past the winning post in this sixth frame from 0-3. He's going to level the match at 3-all.
$56. Thanks. 57.
A lot of the middle-ranked players, of whom Robertson is one,
63.
look very good when they're in a break.
64.
They tend not to look so good in broken play. But it's absolutely nothing wrong with the quality of the 130 total clearance that
70.
Robertson made in the last frame.
71.
Or this frame-winning effort that sees him still at the table.
$78.
Excellent three-cushion positional shot for yellow.
80.
He's left this slightly awkward, but still a chance for back-to-back centuries.
83. 87. $92. Thanks. 98.
Well,
98. Frank. Jimmy Robertson.
surely he'd have potted that black with any care to make it back-to-back centuries, although 98 does the job just as well. So it's 3-all after Wattana had led 3-0 and 36-0. The other match we're showing this afternoon on liveworldsnooker.tv in company with David Hendon still stands at 2-all between Nigel Bond and Michael Wasley. Bond a few in front in the fifth frame. Scotland's Anthony McGill has gone 4-1 up on Deshawat Poonjang. Dave Howard and Sam Baird are still 2-all, with a tight finish in progress in the fifth frame there. I hope the Australian sponsors of this tournament don't take too much offence from so many of the top players not entering. Sponsors are not that easy to come by in some parts of the world, and Australian Goldfields through the Victorian Tourist Board
Frame 7.
are in the second year
James Wattana break.
of their 3-year sponsorship contract. Australian fans will be particularly disappointed not to see Ronnie O'Sullivan, but O'Sullivan has not entered the Bushy Classic either, and he won't be playing in the Premier League this season either, which is very surprising for British fans, because it's a tournament that he's won 10 times in all, but there's some dispute and suggestions that O'Sullivan might be awarded some appearance money have been turned down flat. by World Snooker.
Six.
Meanwhile, Jimmy Robertson has opened the scoring in the 7th frame.
Seven. Forty. 15. 22. 23. 30. 31.
'Well, generated so much pace that the swing of the cue ball, the swing it took as it left the black, took it round the run, round the bunch. An unintended banana shot.
Jimmy Robertson 38.
So Robertson's break ends on 38. Just as Nigel Bond regains the lead over Michael Wasley. 3-2 to Bond there. (3-2) to Sam Baird over Dave Harold. Safety error.
One. Eight. 9. 60. 70.
Well, Wattana sat out breaks of 130 and 98 in the last two frames. He also came to the table 38-0 down in this frame. So it's time to reassert himself.
90.
He didn't have quite the angle he wanted on the baulk colour there to get good position on the back red. The pot is on, but it's a thin angle, which would mean that he would be taking the cue ball away from the high value colours.
Here's Wattana, 90.
Well, what an awful safety that was. Robertson's lucky that it's not a worse result.
Thanks.
Well, Wattana thought that if he missed that red, it would probably run safe, but it certainly hasn't.
One. Five. Six. Jimmy Robertson, 6.
What an easy shot to miss. And it's a pretty important juncture as well. Robertson was 25 in front. Easy Brown would have been 29. A balk colour would give him a 30 lead, and then if he could have got something out of the bunch, he could have won the frame at that visit. Now Wattana will be playing into the bunch. And just as well,
Here's Wattana one.
having missed the yellow, a straightforward shot, but he didn't cannon the cluster. Of course, it's getting down now to the point where winning or losing is the immediate issue. They're not just playing as they are or they were in the early frames. In the early frames, the winning post seems a long way away, but at 3-all, that's not the case. So that tends to alter the mental perspective. Win this match and one more, and they're in the tournament proper of the Australian Goldfields Open in Bendigo, in Goldfields country.
One.
Excellent pot. Blacks are cut back, trying to cannon the back red.
Eight.
Half ball to middle. And more missable than a straighter pot would have been.
One.
Good red from Robertson, but neither of the remaining reds in good positions.
Eight.
24 in front, but still needs both reds to clinch the frame.
Jimmy Robertson, 8.
I think the most he could have realistically expected there was to top the red, top the black, and a good safety off the red, which is by the brown near the ball pocket. Wattana, however, was trying to get on the brown to make the red possible to the same pocket, and has done.
Five. Six.
Wanted to be on either green or brown. obviously can lay a snooker behind the blue.
James Wattana 6.
Would appear to be the key ball in this frame. Whoever potted it would be a strong favourite. Robertson particularly so. Tough shot that. I was hoping to cover the yellow by means of the green if he didn't pot it. But Robertson certainly didn't fancy the yellow down the rail. Definitely right to refuse it in circumstances. No harm done. Two potential snookering balls there, the black and the pink, as long as he didn't hit the yellow too hard. Robertson needed a swerve to make a reasonably thick contact on the yellow. Tactical conclusion then to the frame which will decide who goes 4-3 up in this best of 9.
Thanks.
Always a chance of leaving a snooker if you get the cue ball into that area.
Yeah.
It wasn't a snooker, but it's produced the kind of chance that Wattana's been waiting for.
2. 5.
Wattana needs a clearance to win, and the balls are ideally situated.
9. 14. 20. 27 frame.
So
James
with that colours clearance, James Wattana regains the lead at 4-3. He's one up with 2 to play. This morning we saw a 5-0 defeat of the former world champion Steve Davis by Michael Wilde, an amateur who is not on the tour but got a place in the tournament through the Q School Order of Merit as a lucky loser. He didn't earn his tour card at Q School, but he did pretty well, and I think it's a good idea for World Snooker to fill the draw up rather than give people walkovers. Mitchell Mann was another lucky loser from Q School, but he wasn't as successful, lost 5-2 to the young Welsh prospect Michael White. On other tables this afternoon, Anthony McGill 4-1 up on Dechawat Poomchang with a tight finish in progress in the 6th frame there. Dave Harold and Sam Baird are 3-all. Nigel Bond 3-2 and 62-1 over Michael Wasley. Going back on the top players not entering this event, and some of them haven't entered the Bushy Classic either. Contrary to what you may read in some papers, players don't have to play in every tournament. It's entirely up to them. It's just that they don't get
frame 8
prize money
Jimmy
or
Robertson
ranking points if they don't enter. Why should they? And it's also ironic that some of the players who were complaining a couple of years ago about not enough tournaments are now complaining about being overworked, because there are very few weeks without competitive action of some sort now.
One.
First chance of the 8th frame falls to Robertson then.
Eight. Nine. Fourteen. Thanks. Yeah. 15.
Robertson 55th in the world rankings, Wattana 63rd, but Robertson obviously has more of his career in front of him.
.22. .23. .30. 31. .38. 39.
Tetrawat Poomjang of Thailand has kept in the match against Anthony McGill. McGill led 4-1, but in a tight finish to the sixth frame. Poomjang has reduced that to 4-2.
46. 47. 54. 55. Yeah.
Robertson heading for 4-all. Made breaks of 130 and 98 in consecutive frames.
61.
And levelling the match 3-all from 3-0 down. Doesn't look quite so good in the more fragmentary frames.
.66. 67. 74. 75.
Already Robertson has done enough to be sure of equalising at 4-all.
.81. 82. 88. 89.
If he cannons the red near the cushion, he could stay on the other red.
.96.
As it happens, cannoned that red over the pocket. And
Thanks. 97.
he's going to complete his second century of the match. He should have had 3 actually. On 98 he blasted the last black in the 6th frame when he didn't need to.
$101. Foul. James Wattana for Jimmy Robertson. 101 and a frame.
So with that break of 101, Jimmy Robertson levels the match at 4-all and takes it into a deciding 9th frame. Brendan Moore filling in the frame score. They work the referees hard here. Multitasking, multi-skilling. The implement on the left-hand side cushion you can see there is the zapper that they use to put the scores on the scoreboard.
Deciding frame. James Wattana to break. One.
Robertson first in then, in the decider.
Eight. Thanks. 9. $16.
Didn't play the cannon as he intended.
Jimmy Robertson 60.
Not the substantial contribution he was hoping for. Tom Ford, the world number 26, is awaiting the winner of this match.
One. Six. 7.
Was bound to be on the back red.
14.
Going into the bunch like that.
15. 20. 21. 27. 28.
'Into the bunch now. Could be a very significant shot.
33.
'Not the hope for easy red.
James Wattana, 33. 4. Miss. James Wattana. Okay, James. Foul, the miss. James Wattana.
Grossly short, but very much the wrong line.
Pardon?
From Robertson's second
Yeah.
escape attempt.
Okay, James.
As Wattana's lead grows to 25.
Foul, the miss.
He's frightened of
James Wattana.
hitting the cue ball too hard. And he's overcompensating. But that was a useful 12 points for Wattana. Well, it looks as if Robertson has been fortunate enough to cover the red nearest the left middle. Yes, gently does it. Robertson was, however, able to get through to that red.
One.
Hasn't had the most helpful of kisses, though. I can tell you that after a lot of snookering, Michael Wasley has been unsuccessful in obtaining the necessary penalty points, and thus he has fallen 4-2 behind to Nigel Bond. Anthony McGill 4-2 up on Dechuat Poomjang, but Poomjang leading 62-1 in the 7th frame.
One.
Good putt from Wattana. May be significant, or at least he has the power to make it significant, because he's on the black with the prospect of more potable reds.
8.
However, that cannon hasn't worked out as well as it might have done.
9.
For frame and match there.
James Wattana, 9.
To come out safe. I think it was the right shot, even though he had other options, rolling up behind a baulk colour or putting a colour safe. But Wattana thought that was the time, with the 37-point lead, to go for frame and match. Very fortunate not to give Robertson a chance for some sort of counter-attack. Well, that didn't work out as Wattana hoped.
1.
Whenever you're playing at pace and moving more than one ball, you can't always be sure where everything's going to finish. So Robertson, coming to the table 37 behind, has a chance to get back into contention in this decider.
Six. Seven.
Can't afford to miss blacks off the spot though.
Jimmy Robertson, 7.
Even playing with pace. He's just hoping that he hasn't left a red on for Wattana. Good safety from someone I think we can describe as the wily tie. Not a good shot from Robertson though, didn't make the intended contact on the red. This is cuttable.
One.
Another red comes into a much better position.
Seven.
And that red, in fact, has become match ball, barring snookers. Well, maybe a bit of tension got into Wattana's cue arm there.
James Wattana, 7.
That failure at the penultimate red still leaves Robertson in with a glimmer of a chance. Poor safety from Robertson though. Another match ball for Wattana.
One.
38 in front, only 35 on. And because Wattana was able to stick the brown in, it goes 42 in front with only 35 on. 2 snookers needed.
James Wattana 5.
Sheet and say, well, Robertson made breaks of 130, 98 and 101 and still lost. But I think that only goes to show that in broken play he's not as good a player. Wattana has been superior in that department. I think experience, shot selection and guile have been the decisive factors in this match in Wattana's favour. Robertson keeping the last red on the table in the hope of extracting a free ball, which would in effect create an extra red. I can tell you that Anthony McGill's 4-1 lead over Dechawat Poonjang has been reduced to 4-3. Sam Baird has a 4-3 lead over Dave Harold. A snooker. But Wattana makes the swerve. Pretty simple though for Robertson to leave him snookered again.
Foul.
Escaped.
Jimmy Robertson 4.
And it could be a free ball.
Free ball.
Oh. Well, that's what Robertson was hoping for. It's given him a chance to snatch this frame from a very unlikely position.
One. 6.
Robertson needed 2 snookers to get back into it, but 1 plus a free ball has sufficed. Attempted the cut
Jimmy
to
Robertson,
corner,
6.
which was not easy. They have Wattana snookered again though. This is very nasty indeed.
Foul. Miss. Jimmy Robertson, 4.
Well, got very near. It's not over yet, of course. Look at the position of the green. But Robertson right back in it.
One. Six. Eight.
And a chance to lay a snooker from the green.
Jimmy Robertson, 8.
Pretty simple snooker to lay, as long as he didn't hit the green too hard. All remaining colours in the open now.
Foul. A miss.
And another free ball maybe.
Jimmy Robertson, 4.
A miss was called. Robertson could have the cue ball replaced, but he's decided that he can't turn this green down.
Three. Seven.
Not the best angle on the blue.
Twelve.
But as long as he pots the pink, he's got a good angle for position on black.
Eighteen.
Black for the match. Oh dear. How difficult match ball can be.
Jimmy Robertson.
And after
18.
all that, after earning himself a chance at match ball, he's left it for Wattana.
Long rest, yeah.
Robertson needed 2 snookers. He got 1 and a free ball to get back into it.
7, frame of match.
After a few exchanges, he cleared up to the pink, but missed black for the match. And James Wattana goes through to the final qualifying round, a 5-4 winner.